Hello, Crosscut Cinema fans. Welcome back. We're here to talk about The Big Lebowski. Was that good?
Who the fuck is that?
Heidi ho, Smarty Mart shoppers. We're back.
I hated that.
Yeah,
I want to
that was
redo
gross.
it now.
Wait, what? No. I had this whole thing planned.
I'm just playing.
Anyway, we're here joined by Ian. No, I'm just kidding. I knew you were just playing.
I was like, who's gonna say it? Who's gonna say
Ethan.
it?
Okay.
Formerly known as YouTube Redacted because he deleted his channel because he's not an artist. Just kidding.
Cry.
And we're reviewing Dare Big Lebowski, but you're gonna notice something. It's something that might upset you. There's someone missing.
We've lost one of our own boys. Bridget could not be here tonight. It's very sad. She wanted to be. She sends her love. I have a statement from her, which we can read later. But for now, let's all raise our white Russians, which we actually have in Bridget's memory.
Hey.
Thinking of her now. Hey.
It tastes so good.
It does. We really did get white Russians
No,
just
like-
to do this.
Best drink I've ever had, actually.
That's really
Wow,
good.
that's bold. I wouldn't go that far.
I
But
could,
it is
I
good.
could drink this every day.
Fuck
I
water.
actually might now.
Water's bullshit.
You're
I mean, in
gonna
terms of
fully
alcoholic
form into
drinks,
the
like,
dude.
even
Who
that.
needs the Capri Sun? Fuck that. I like this.
I mean, I'm already sort of turning into the
Yes,
dude.
the
tattoo.
like,
Oh my God.
I might have to fully
Okay,
become
so
him.
Ian is my cousin, and he's here wearing a
Oh my God, our
the
headphones just came
shirt.
unplugged. What just happened?
Are you okay?
No, but you go on.
Okay, he's wearing a Dudeism shirt, and then he's got a freaking dude tattoo. And yeah, he's fucking drinking a White Russian and all that.
Yep, that's me. I'm
You know
here.
what's funny about the headphones is like we're all talking in the same room, so like it's good. You two could not even wear headphones and be fine, but I appreciate.
Yeah,
the
but I
fact
feel like I need to, especially since I'm like controlling the
computer.
just in case she
audio.
has to edit something.
Right.
And that's
As
it
if.
happens.
Okay, so
Anyway,
he's got a dude tattoo. He's got a shirt that says "The Dude Abides." Clearly, he's super into Big Lebowski.
I would low-key get a Big Lebowski tattoo. Not gonna lie.
I mean, it's my favorite movie. I had to. I had to.
I was gonna get a Donnie Darko tattoo once.
Shut the fuck. Did you see the
That'd
picture
be
I sent
awesome.
you?
Yes.
That could be you, dude.
She shamed him for it.
Like the other day, we were at like Bridget's parents' house. R.I.P. to Bridget. She's not here with us. And we went to dinner at this like Mexican restaurant. It's like the sole Mexican restaurant in this Indiana town. So it's literally is the Mexican restaurant. They're like, "Do you guys want to go to the Mexican restaurant?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course I do." But then like we're sitting there, and at the table across from us, like this guy has this big hand tattoo. It's like covering the back of his hand, and I keep looking at him, and I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" Like it looks so familiar to me. And then like he's taking a bite of his taco, and like I get to see his hand for real, and he has the fucking bunny from Donnie Darko, and
Frank.
Frank, and it extends to his fucking fingers. It was insane. It wasn't a good tattoo by any means. But
Maybe I just get the dual tattoo where I get Frank as the dude as tattooed on my body.
Now that's an
You just
idea.
like the Big
the
Lebowski
collab we
enough
never
to do
needed,
that.
but we'll
Do I
got.
like? Well, that's what we're gonna find out.
I guess we are. I actually really want to get a Reservoir Dogs tattoo, and I think that when I am no longer like trying to move and financially struggling, it's gonna happen. I feel like I've committed myself like to publicly being a Reservoir Dogs stan, and like it's just time.
Reservoir Dogs is great.
I know it is.
Is
Thank
it
you.
though?
is.
Never mind. I
It
was gonna
is.
say
we already did a podcast on.
Yeah.
You just have to
I
listen
know.
to it.
I was
I
gonna
know.
say-
You're
But
gonna
I had.
actually listen to the podcast you're on.
I was gonna say like I was gonna say. Never mind. It fucks with the continuity if I say things.
Oh
But,
yeah,
I'm just
our
gonna sip my
continuity. We film them all in succession.
Yeah.
We promise.
Right, because
Well,
that
this
makes
is
sense
definitely
to do.
coming out after that.
Right, yeah. Again, I was gonna say, well, like soon you can listen to, but like no, you could have already
Like
listened to it.
You better have listened to it already.
Right. Anyway,
Yeah. Anyway.
whatever.
So, guys, The Big Lebowski, directed by and written by the Coen brothers, our Lord and Saviors. I fucking love the Coen brothers. No
I do
Country
too.
for Old Men is in my top 10 films of all time.
Great.
And Hail Caesar isn't.
I actually haven't seen Hail Caesar, and I also haven't seen their new like little Netflix piece,
I haven't seen it either.
The Ballad of Somebody.
It's good. Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Yeah,
Parts are good.
I've not watched it yet.
Joaquin, right?
No.
Wait, which one is it?
It has Tim Blake Nelson in it.
It actually-
Buster Scruggs.
Yep, I
And
remember
there's a
now.
bunch. Liam Neeson is in it too. His part is not that good.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet. I really like Fargo, and I really like Oh Brother Where Art Thou. That was like one of my dad's favorite movies, and we would watch it together.
I watched
and he
both
had,
of those.
And Blood Simple is pretentious. I just want to mention that.
And he had Oh Brother Where Art Thou. Like he had the soundtrack to that movie on like CD, and we would listen to it in his like Dodge Durango.
You know, no one else can get George Clooney to do that Brother Where Art Thou face other than the Coen brothers, because he does it in one more film, and that's Hail Caesar. No one else can discreet just
Get that
pull
face
that
out of
face,
him.
I mean,
juice
that's
face
the George
out of him.
Clooney I know. That face, like.
I guess like Batman and Robin had like a similar face, but that was just real terror on his face. So I don't know if it really counts. Okay,
I've seen none of these movies.
Joel
Yeah.
Schumacher
You
actually
haven't
died
seen
recently.
like any of them?
I know. I heard.
I've seen the beginning of No Country for Old Men. That's it.
Would you get bored?
No.
Joel Schumacher gets a bad rap. He's not that bad. The Batman movies are bad, but
Yeah. Okay.
you know, even especially like I actually think I hate Forever more just because it's more boring.
It is
I
more
think- I
boring.
think-
At least Batman and Robin's kind of funny.
Like it's just so awful that you're like, wow, like
Yeah,
that's
you
something.
can laugh at.
There's
how
a
awful it is.
point where Batman pretends to be Wayne Gretzky and starts playing fucking hockey in a museum.
I
you
knew
can't get that anywhere
I knew
else.
a girl in high school who was like, or no, I'm sorry, that's a different Batman movie. I was gonna say she was really into the like Tim Burton Batman.
Dude. Oh, they're not too bad. You know,
But I
Michael
thought she was
Keaton's
really-
coming back, y'all. I don't know
Yep,
if you
in
heard.
the Flash.
Yep, in Flashpoint, he's gonna play Old Man Wayne, and they're gonna totally do a Batman Beyond kind of story with the
They
Flash.
have to. I mean, if he's coming back, they have to like at least plant the seeds.
Yeah,
Right.
it's gonna be good. I'm excited for it.
My parents were trying to get rid of a bunch of movies, and I like saved those Michael Keaton Batman movies.
Wait, why are they trying to get rid of movies?
They're just trying to like, I don't know, purge their home or whatever.
Just give that shit
a
to
lot
me.
Of them are, a lot of them are trash movies. Like you wouldn't want
I
them.
can't wait to have trash movies.
You want the fucking Hannah Montana movie?
Yes, that's great content. Are you fucking serious?
I might have grabbed it. I don't know. But you know what I did find when they were doing that, though?
What?
Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed.
I also have that.
I know you do, but I was just saying that like I found it.
And now
the-
you have your little copy of Scooby.
I do.
The worser of the two live-action Scooby-Doo movies, but that's okay.
But not the worser of all the Scooby-Doo movies.
No, Scoob. You've definitely you've heard that review now. Trash. So let's actually talk about what we're here to talk
Right.
about.
Can we talk about the fucking movie?
So Big Lebowski's. Big Lebowski is a fucking Americana icon.
I do love this movie.
I just want to talk about some of the things that has made it so iconic. So, and this is actually true. Everything I'm about to say is true. There is actually a festival that holds more people than 90% of the festivals and conventions held throughout the year called Lebowski Fest.
Yep.
It
actually
started
started
in
in
Louisville,
Louisville.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Didn't it? Yeah.
The first one was in Louisville. It just started with some people bowling, and then it turned into a cultural phenomenon.
Have you been?
Unfortunately, I have not. I
Oh my
almost went to the
God.
one up in Jungle Gyms in Eastgate.
Yeah.
Last
In the
year.
Jungle
but
Gyms.
I was
Oh my
at college
God.
still.
You need to go.
Well, that's like
I
your
know.
opinion, man.
That's
is
your
the
brand.
most quoted quote in movie reviews of all time. Just fun.
Well,
fact.
that's
like
just your opinion, man.
your
That's just your
opinion,
opinion.
man.
That's just your opinion, man. And also, this is also a little factoid. Film, like the Film Academy of Arts or whatever in New York, they have said that the closest film that has shown as much powerful noir and intrigue in modern age as North by Northwest is The Big Lebowski.
I can believe
we
that.
love to hear it. Like
So, Franny, is that the movie you saw?
this is
Well, all I want to say is why the fuck does Jesus lick a bowling ball?
He's a pedophile.
He
8-year-olds,
is,
dude.
Like
8-year-olds, dude. Oh my
God, I don't know. I feel like I was lost half the movie.
But
I don't know.
that's what's great about this movie, though, is that like it doesn't actually matter.
Yeah.
Like none of what happens,
He
I
doesn't
mean-
change at the end.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
it's all.
Well, so that's kind of the power of the film,
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
we
so,
should
like,
definitely tell
and-
the plot, which we don't do a lot of the time.
we should
What the
tell the
fuck-
plot of the
the
fucking
fuck
Big
do you say?
Lebowski.
Oh, I mean,
it's a noir take on some of the most mundanity that they could pull from American culture.
I assume
Yeah.
that like most people have seen the Big Lebowski. Like not to knock on people who haven't seen it, but like that's one of those like cultural things that I just assume that people know what it is.
I would actually.
That's what I would have thought, but like surprisingly,
but
a lot of people
like
haven't.
yeah, but not.
Big
so.
Lebowski kind of has that effect that like Clerks had, where it was an indie film that trashed.
Another great movie though.
Yeah, it did horrible in theaters, but it went to home video and became gigantic. Big Lebowski, I think, is actually the biggest representation of that. There was no. I mean, Coen Brothers had just done Fargo.
Yeah,
a
and
super
they rode off
film.
of that success to be able to make this.
And then when they made it, you think, okay, they just made Fargo. It's like with Iñárritu. After he did Birdman, anything he was going to make a bunch of fucking money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Revenant was great and all, but it already had made all its money before it even came out because it was that big film. Big Lebowski came out and like no one gave a hot fuck about it in theaters at all. Nobody gave a single shit.
No.
Probably one of the biggest things too is I don't know if this was like if there wasn't like, you know how there's movies that don't have home releases till like a year later. 1998, I believe that's the year the movie was made.
Yeah.
It is.
That year was when VHS home releases were super easy to come by. You didn't have to wait a year. That's when they started doing 3 months post. So if this movie had been a year before, where it takes a year to have the home release come out, I don't know if it would have had the success it had.
I think too, like the sort of not doing super well in theaters, you can kind of attribute it to like, well, what is this movie about?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean? So you're telling your friend, oh, hey, you want to go see a movie tomorroh?
But
There's
at the
that
same
new
time,
movie,
it's
The Big
not like Synecdoche, New
Lebowski.
York. Like there's inherent value in the film.
Yes, there's
There's a funness to just watching it. I mean, you got
Oh,
Sam
yeah,
Elliott
yeah, I
being
mean-
all cute.
You have to assume a lot of people also watch it for the nostalgia because it brings you back to both the 90s and the 70s simultaneously.
Especially with the John Goodman character.
Yes.
This is his third best performance ever, in my opinion. Like
What's first?
Red
Roseanne's
State.
husband.
Red State, 1,000%.
Roseanne's husband.
Kevin Smith's Red State.
Yeah,
that was a
absolutely
great
fantastic.
movie.
That's another review that you can watch right now on
the
our
same
channel.
time as you're listening to the review of Scooby Doo.
Yeah, it's the same one.
Oh, not Scooby Doo. I'm sorry, Scoob.
Scoob.
I'd hate to misconstrue
But
those.
I'm actually a big Kevin Smith fanboy. I'm probably
Me
his
too.
biggest fan.
Me too. I have shirts and everything.
I have everything.
You have everything.
Okay, fanboy off.
Okay.
We are one.
He called me handsome once, and I
He did,
literally
at a
almost
live
killed
show.
myself.
I
I'm gonna have
thought
to
Logan
cry.
was gonna
Yeah, I
leave
was
me.
like, I can just die now.
Did
It's
you
cool.
Did you go to the Reboot Roadshow tour?
No, I couldn't because I had to go to fucking Nashville with this stupid company we used to work for. Fuck them in the
Oh
ass.
my God, that's
I actually saw it
But
in Nashville.
But I bought the Blu-ray
Damn.
instantly. So
yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
What were we saying?
God, fucking Nashville was your like that. You went to Nashville instead of doing that.
Yeah.
The thing
he
is,
was pissed because
I
we
had
were
already
gonna buy
bought
tickets.
the fucking
yeah.
ticket.
Yeah.
I would have told
bought
him
tickets.
fucking
That's
no.
sad.
I tried. They were like, you have to come. You're a team leader. I'm like, well, you fucking fired me a month later
Also,
for, you,
like if you weren't
for
getting
saying a curse word. So I don't
also
know
like if you
how.
weren't getting paid for it, fuck it.
No, you got fired for letting her say a curse word.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
that's true.
But so
but no.
yeah, this movie, like you were saying before, I wanted to elaborate on that. It's really steeped in nostalgia and the past, being that all the characters are literally trapped in time frames. Like
Right.
okay, the dude obviously is stuck. I almost said Big Lebowski, although he is too.
I mean, he's not the Big Lebowski. He's
He's a Lebowski.
He's the dude.
He's the dude. Yeah, but
He's the dude,
But
man.
the Big Lebowski is stuck in time as well.
Yeah.
But the dude is stuck in like the flower power era, and Goodman's obviously stuck in like Nam,
right.
and Donnie's stuck in like that
His
kinda-
own little like space in his head.
He's stuck in his liminal like.
Well,
headspace.
actually, he kind of exists in that realm of like the little brother who wants to hang out with the older
Yeah,
friends.
yeah.
And you really don't know the
honestly-
deepness of their connection till the end of it.
Honestly, like how John Goodman's character talks to Donnie is how I talk to my fucking sister. Like she's like, "What are you talking? Like the world does not stop and start at your convenience."
Oh, so you have no you have no
You have
idea
no
what we're
frame of
talking-
reference.
So maybe you're in your fucking element.
You're out of your fucking element, Donnie.
Like, shut the fuck up.
Fun fact: Steve Buscemi read that script and he almost turned it down until he got to the coffee can scene.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I
Speaking
didn't
of
know
the
that
coffee
one.
can
Speaking of
scene,
the coffee can scene, I did not mean to do that, but here we go. We have a little story.
so that gave me flashbacks to something that I know Ian was a part of as well.
Hilarious.
So when our grandpa died,
LOL.
I was like 8. So Ian's like 2. That you
I was
were
like
fucking like
6 and a
6.
half,
Yeah. So our,
Poor Brianna.
our white trash Kentucky family wanted to go spread his ashes as per his wish in a fucking state park over like the DeVue Park in Cincinnati. It's like overlooking the city.
At the Drees Pavilion.
Yeah, and we had to do it at night because it's illegal.
No, it was day, but like it was about to be sunset, and the Rangers were coming around to like the little playgrounds, closing everything down and making sure visitors were leaving.
They were.
And like, so everybody was like, hey, we got to do this real quick.
And we had literally, they had our grandpa in baggies. And
9 Folger cans.
Our aunt that was handing our grandpa out was fucking trashed because she's always fucking trash, and she was like handing the kids handfuls of grandpa to like fucking throw, right? Well, her dumb drunk ass on a backswing of grandpa gets it in our younger than even we were at the time,
like
cousin's
4 or 5
eye.
year old
Yeah, she was like 4 or 5, and my crazy ass mother grabbed the little cousin that had grandpa in her eye, ashes of grandpa in her eye, and licks it out
Of her eyeball?
Eyeball.
How are you gonna stick your fucking tongue in some other bitch's eyeball?
What about the ash?
She ate grandpa. She ate grandpa.
That to me is more palatable than a tongue in an eyeball.
No, because the tongue is a good.
The fuck it ain't.
Let me explain a little bit more. So later, this is way later, years later, me and Franny are together. We're forced to go to a Christmas dinner with the grandpa eater lady, and we tell my father that story because he's a good man, and I want to see his reaction to something so absurd. He goes, and he actually says, that doesn't seem sanitary. And she said, that's the cleanest way to do it. And he said, the hell it is.
What about like a bottle of water? That doesn't have bacteria in it.
Like, even though you're so young, isn't that just burned into your brain?
Yes,
Ian?
like I will never forget that. I talk
There's a
about
little
that
girl
all the
crying.
time.
She's like, hold on, let me get grandpa to your eye.
Why would she lick it? That's
And it's
fucking
not her
bizarre.
child's eye that she licked either. It was her niece's
So like when you
eye.
were a kid, if you had something in your eye, would
She
she
used to
fucking
lick
lick
my
it?
fucking
Absolutely
eyeballs.
not.
I mean, don't get me wrong. My mom's done that like once or twice, but not
No.
ashes. Not a dead man's ash. Her dead father's ashes. Not like that. That's a whole different level.
The mere notion of somebody's tongue in my eyeball makes me want to kill myself.
Okay, I was like 4.
There's a hole in your eye.
I did not consent.
You're getting saliva in the hole in your eye, in your
no.
cornea.
No.
I think her cousin is still scarred.
What if
from
you
that?
get like
Oh,
a?
yeah.
What if you get
I'm
like
sure
a
she hasn't
yeast
gone anywhere
infection
near
in your fucking
ashes.
eye? Like
No.
that can
Like,
happen.
that shit's gross.
And just how loosely she was handing out grandpa too. Like
She
literally.
just grabbed handfuls out of the Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
Here you go. Throw him into the bushes. He wanted to bless these bushes with his soul or
oh
something.
my god.
Instead,
That's our family, folks.
Yeah. Poor
Fucking
Donnie.
eye.
Yeah, that's what the coffee can reminded me of.
Poor Donnie.
Because a coffee can would have been better for transporting our grandpa
At
than
least it
baggies.
isn't a fucking bag. And you could just be like, huh, have you
Right?
seen the Big Lebowski? Here you go.
I wonder if that's what our family did. Like, didn't want to pay for an urn. Because I've never seen an urn of grandpa. I think we spread all those ashes that day.
why buy an urn if you're going
Right?
to spread the ashes?
I mean, correct. That's the funniest thing about that scene is that they wouldn't buy the urn.
I know.
It was like $80. He's like, it's our most modest receptacle. Like, okay, dude.
Fuck you.
I'm spreading his ashes in the ocean where he wanted to be.
I just think that scene when we watched it was the first story that came up when he threw that ash and then just got all over everybody. I'm like, that sounds so much like that story, and
That's
it's so
really funny.
She had never seen it, so it was really kismet that's happening on the exact episode with her cousin.
Yeah,
we
with
cannot
somebody
not
to
talk
share in
about
my
I know.
madness.
That's hilarious.
it. Oh man, mental
I'm
illness
here
is
to
a hell of a
confirm
drug.
that it is, in fact,
Yeah.
a fact.
So I don't just sound like I'm spewing craziness. This crazy
No.
shit
That did
actually
happen.
fucking
Her
happened.
tongue was
Lisa
actually
would
in her
definitely
fucking
say
eye.
that it's not a fact.
Who?
In her eye.
Poopspa?
Yeah, was it name redacted?
In her
Redacted.
fucking eye, dude.
In her fucking
I'm not over
eye.
it. I will
I
never be
know.
over it. I think you've actually told that story before, and I blocked it from my memory.
Right? We will never be over it. As a family, we will never move
it's like
past
burned
it.
into our memory.
You
Yeah.
might hear some
The
clanking.
younger
like-
cousins don't know about it because they weren't alive
Russian
yet.
into
They're
our
like,
eyes.
I'm going to
us
share
three,
it with them.
us three will always remember.
Right? The bond that brought us all together.
The ash.
You know what's fucking me up? How good this White Russian is.
Right?
I know.
Dude, it was so good.
So good.
Right.
I had to put more ice in mine. It was getting a little melty.
Little melty.
But yeah,
Wasn't drinking
that
it fast
coffee
enough.
can just gave me flashbacks.
I bet. Like, right when I saw it, I thought, like, I leaned over to my friend I was watching with, and I was like, we spread my grandpa's ashes, like, up on the top of Tree's pavilion. He's like, what?
Did you leave out the grandpa eating?
I forgot. I left out the eye
Gotcha.
part. But like, I did remember that like Brianna got it into her eye, but I totally like slipped my memory.
You gotta add that in.
Yeah, I
That's the
totally
zest
left
of
it
the
out.
story.
Also, we're throwing away our rules about not saying names. No one sue us for defamation, please. Thank you. I don't think it'll ever. If it ever gets that big, we'll just tear this down. We'll throw this in the
just
trash.
edit
Just put a little beep over it.
Yeah. Madison
You think she's
editing.
gonna
That's
edit?
hilarious.
You know what? If we get big enough that somebody sues us for defamation, we're hiring a fucking producer.
That's
Hell
me.
yeah.
What?
That's me though.
I feel
I
like
don't
we
think pizza would
co-produce.
sue.
Like I produce and you produce.
Well, this one, but overall, like the rest of them.
The rest of what now?
Nothing.
You guys can just
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Thanks.
have this conversation off air.
You're out of your element.
I'm definitely. I mean, it's my. It's
Donnie,
my,
you're out of your
podcast
element.
equipment. So I don't know if I'm out of my element, but okay.
It's your what?
It's my podcast equipment, so I don't know if I'm out of my element.
Oh,
You
it's
know
like
what?
that now. We can unplug the bitch. I don't give a fuck.
She seems mad.
I
Anyway.
am.
So Dudeism.
I am
Dudeism.
a registered Dudeist priest.
That's really funny.
Dude,
It's
this
ridiculous.
priest.
That's really
I
funny.
I
to
have
me.
my certificate on me 24/7.
What does that mean?
Digital
to be?
copy, of course.
What does it mean to be a Dudist priest? Like, what do you do? What are your duties?
Duties.
I just have to
You
be
just are?
the royal dude, you know?
Okay,
Like,
all right.
I have to relax, be calm,
Take
live
it
life.
easy.
Nice. Did you ever see The Big Sleep?
No, I don't think I did actually.
That film noir is what the whole Big Lebowski kind of got based on.
Yeah.
It's not at all like this movie, but it has like the whole man of mystery, intrigue, and a mistaken identity thing. I don't know how the Coen brothers actually say that it's based on it, because if you watch it, it's like totally a different feel. But I think that's kind of their magic. They sprinkled their own magic into this.
They make everything their own.
Mhm.
I mean, they really do.
So
It's like, oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
It's like funny that we were talking about nostalgia, because like even though this movie has a lot of like nostalgia in it, like in like so many different time periods, I feel like it's also nostalgic for every person who's watched this movie. Like, I don't know, every time I watch this movie, I'm like, man, I remember watching The Big Lebowski for the first time. I remember how it felt to like be that person. I had so much like hope in life, and you know, it makes you feel some type of way.
Yeah,
know?
it definitely does. Especially like all the dream sequences, they really put you somewhere.
I love
Yeah.
those.
Man,
Makes you just feel something.
those Coen brothers, they love those like dance sequences with the big feathers and everything.
I love them too. I think that's like those are
There
the
were
most
bowling
fun
pins,
parts of the
too.
movie.
Yeah, I know the bowling pins. Oh my God.
God.
I
So
love
ridiculous.
that stuff.
So, what would you say was your favorite scene from Big Lebowski?
Ooh, okay.
The one that spoke to
think
your
I'd-
Dudeism.
I think I'd have to go with. It might be like 2, because I really love the scene where he's just riding around in the car, chiefing on the roach, and like banging the ceiling, jamming out. Then he notices the Volkswagen behind him. He crashes and everything.
It's like
He drops the roach into his lap. And has to
Yeah, that's really
toss it
funny.
out. That part made me die laughing because I mean, relatable. But
I have to go with the conception scene. I think that's the
Okay.
funniest fucking scene in the whole movie.
she's just in the bed.
Yeah, she's like all twirled up, and she's like,
Oh my God. I was like, what the fuck is this bitch doing?
I know.
I was
He's like,
crying.
what are those? Yoga? And she's like, I'm trying to like increase
have
my
a
chances
fucking
of
baby.
conception.
yeah.
Whatever.
And he was just like, whoa. And she's like, you don't have to take care of it.
He's like, oh,
oh,
cool.
okay, cool, sweet.
So like, there's probably like a little
Right.
Lebowski now. Like,
So ridiculous. Oh my God.
I think like my favorite scene is when he's coming back from like I guess the second time he meets the Big Lebowski, and he's like in a car, and he's I can't remember exactly when the movie takes place, but he says the line, he's like, fuck it, I can't be worried about that shit, man. And I'm like, I think about that line a lot, and that's what I say to myself in times of trouble.
Dude, Philip
And
Seymour
then-
Hoffman was so good in this
I know.
too.
And then,
he
but
was.
then the best part is when he gets out of the car and he's talking to the driver, and he's like, "Who's your friend in the Volkswagen there?" And then all of a sudden they're like shoving him into this car, and he's like, "There's a beverage here." That's like my
hey
favorite scene
man,
to me.
watch it. There's a beverage here.
Yeah, that's like my favorite scene to me, and also that he manages to not spill the beverage is
They
is
put
great to
saran
me.
wrap over the top of the cup.
Oh, really?
Oh my
Yep.
God.
That's
If
great.
you
Funny.
watch it like closely, you could see it. Very, very obviously.
Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite scenes.
My favorite scenes are the Sam Elliott scenes. 'Cause
Yeah.
I fucking love Sam Elliott. He doesn't age. Like,
He
holy
literally
shit.
he
I know,
looks
he
the
looks
same
the
in that as he
same.
does on the ranch.
Right. The ranch. Yeah, that's what I was just about to
problematic.
say.
I mean, I don't watch
It
The
is
Ranch.
No, I definitely won't now.
I liked it
Why?
prior to the
Danny
allegations.
Masterson.
Yep.
Rapist
Oh yeah,
extraordinaire.
yeah.
Although I mean, that's why he got kicked off the show in the first place
Yeah.
because there were allegations, and now he's been charged. So
Yeah.
like,
Same with
But-
Chris D'Elia.
I'm
Also
convinced
getting charged.
yeah,
if
I'm not surprised about that.
if like vampires or like lizard people are real, Sam Elliott is one of them. How the
Be
fuck does
warned.
he
I
not
do
age?
love- I
How,
do
how
love
does he
Sam
get his
Elliott
mustache
in
so
this
perfect?
movie.
It's like, I want that mustache.
I just love it. I just love.
Have you guys
his
seen the
scenes.
man that killed Hitler and the Bigfoot, or killed the Bigfoot and Hitler, or something like that?
No.
It's a really weird indie film. He stars in it. It's so fucking
He's
good.
in that?
I just
That's
can't
awesome.
remember what if it's either the man who killed Hitler and the Bigfoot or the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I saw it when I was working at Family Video. It's so
That's
good.
excellent.
So
I might
Name
have
redacted.
to try to find that.
So
Name
good.
redacted. When you're looking at
they're closing.
Oh,
so later, Gator. Sorry, buddy.
But yeah, I love the Sam Elliott character in this movie.
Did you say what your favorite scene was, Logan?
Yeah, it's the conception
conception.
scene.
Oh, yeah,
Absolutely,
yeah.
like without question.
I like how there's also just bowling propaganda. This whole movie is bowling propaganda.
The bowl, the
Bowling is
bowl,
fun, like-
I know, I love it. It made
the
me want to go
glass
bowling.
little bowling pin bowl that he's smoking out of. Like,
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
He didn't hit it at all during the movie,
Yeah.
but when the officers are in the room asking him and the phone's ringing and
Yeah.
they're all just sitting there awkwardly, the one officer's looking through the ashtray like that's sitting just wide open on the table, like
Oh, that's
picking through like
funny.
seeds and stems and stuff, and he sees a little like empty
Yeah.
bowling pin. He holds
I didn't
it
even
up.
notice that. That's funny.
It's like it's so obscure because like he's not saying anything
Yeah.
or doing anything, but like
The movie
I
is
love
like
that.
so good upon rewatch.
Yeah, I love like the scenes we get too from the perspective of like a bowling ball. I think that's like so fun.
Yeah.
So many people have stolen that fucking shot.
I
That's so
know.
fucking
It's
cool.
so funny. Like,
Every time I see that shot, I'm like,
yep,
Yeah.
that's Big Lebowski.
I feel
see
like
you.
a lot of things have been stolen from the Big Lebowski. Like the Maud character, I feel like that kind of like artsy like shit with like flying off of something. Like I've seen that in things before, but I can't like quite put my finger on like what I've seen it in. But like I know I've seen something so fucking
And then
similar.
Avengers
I feel like
Endgame.
if I was like a lot richer, I could
Yeah.
just be Maud.
Yes, be Maud.
Like if I had a lot more money, I could just like commit to being Maud.
I love it. A real life reenactment.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And
What?
everything.
What's your problem with that? What's your issue?
It's just so true. It's so fucking accurate, though.
like that could be me.
I also love how this movie is so Americana that everything is
Yeah,
like
it's
phallic
like-
because of it. Like everything is penis related. Everything is about his penis
Yeah.
because it's so
Johnson.
Americana.
But he's
Yeah.
oddly not overtly sexual. He
No,
just doesn't-
not
he's
really.
not.
he
He doesn't
literally
care
doesn't
enough.
care.
It's,
Yeah.
it's just like
He's
the
stoned
culture
and
around
drunk.
him, but like he's not.
Yeah.
But like everything is about that. That's
And
just
even
like
at a
around
point, like
him.
he talks about them cutting off his Johnson, and Donnie's kind of like, "Well, what do you need that for?" or something to that effect.
right.
And let's get into to a little bit artsy in the movie. I know that people don't like to do that, but there is a real undertone that's very significant.
Yeah.
And the movie's really about the damages of conventional success, right?
Yeah.
Like the Big Lebowski is this dude. He comes off like he's all successful. He
You
really
see
isn't.
him and you're like, oh wow, this dude's like has it made.
But he's fucking depressed and sad.
And also
And
not
broke.
doesn't actually have money.
Didn't actually succeed. Whereas, the dude, he succeeds in the sense that
He's
there's
happy.
there's not a day in his life where he's doing something that other than this specific run of events where he's doing something he didn't want to do. He's doing whatever the fuck he wants to because he's happy. He doesn't give a shit.
I think watching The Big Lebowski as a teenager kind of has definitely shaped me. Like now that you said those words in a sentence together, I'm like, holy shit, dude! Like
It's
this.
very
I
influential.
strive
This
to
m-
be the big or the dude.
Yeah, I
Love it.
mean,
Not the
yeah,
big.
like now that you've said those words all together, I'm like, how much did this movie really influence me?
And I mean, it's the whole, like, it's not even like it's not even just in that matter. Like, everything that everybody's trying to do to get ahead doesn't get them ahead because it's like, you're trying too fucking hard, man. You're just not chilling. You're just not
I mean,
enjoying
they were
yourself.
really trying to look for Bunny, and he was like chilling at first, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Dude, she kidnapped herself, man," and like
or like the John, I can never remember the John Goodman character's name. What's his name again?
Walter.
Walter's character, like going through all of this just to try to get $1 million and just fucks himself and shoots himself
Right,
in the knee.
none of it works.
Praising
the
everything
dude's
is-
like, "Here, let's just give him the money, dude." Like,
Yeah, and
Come
then
on.
the dude, or not the dude, Walter trying really fucking hard to, live in his wife's shadow and like be accepted by her. It's like you're trying too fucking hard.
Ex-wife.
Yeah, I know, ex-wife.
Yeah.
But he's trying too fucking hard the whole time. Mm-hmm. And I think that the film really exemplifies that. Like, you can be happy. You don't have to be conventionally successful.
Yeah,
you don't have to strive for a lot. You can live the simple life.
And like, if you're doing what you want to do, then you're successful.
Absolutely.
I think Walter is like the anxiety incarnate. Like, it literally is like the personification of like anxiety.
I want to say that I have an uncle who reminds me intensely of Walter. Like, I'm actually
like in a scary way or like
just in a way that it's like he's the same. He's like a conspiracy theorist type guy, like a very like MAGA-y person.
Oh, no.
He'll probably never listen to this, but so I feel
what we talk about.
it. Yeah, he's very. I'm trying to see if I can find a picture of him right now just to show the group. Like, it's kind of weird. And he was like ex-military type and like is very like, but like also like, what do you do all day, bro?
How do you think Walter and Dude became friends? They're just
right?
so
bowling.
polar opposite.
I think they probably met at the bowling alley.
They met through doing what they love.
Yeah, they were both bowling. Probably sat down together one day.
Mm-hmm. It's a good message.
I mean, all three of them are so like different from each other, but like they all like are best friends.
Now there are scenes
you might not realize that Donnie's so close to them until the ends.
Yeah.
Like,
let me trash a scene though, because I have to, because I can't call this movie perfect. I have to trash what's not good.
Okay.
The bathtub scene is very dated.
The whales.
The ferret or whatever it was.
Oh, that bathroom scene. I thought
marmot.
you were thinking of the other.
No. The one with like the ferret, like or the weasel or whatever.
Throw it into the water.
That whole scene aged terribly, but also is like uncomfortable and not fun to watch. But not in the sense that it was trying to get a part of message. Back in '98, you would have been fucking laughing your dick off at that scene. But now you're like,
you're like, is that ferret okay?
Is that ferret okay?
Yeah, Bridget was upset. She was,
Losing
like,
your penis
worried.
to a ferret in a movie funny? I'm not really sure about that. I don't know if that's really like funny at all or smart like the rest of this movie is. This is
it's
the
definitely
smartest
one of the
dumb
things
movie
that
ever.
is aged.
I like
not
the
well.
way you see like what's going on in the background. Like, you see it from his perspective in a doorway. I thought that was kind of cool. But other than that, in that scene,
Yeah,
I see
Bridget
the
was
problems
very
with the
concerned
ferret.
during that scene. She was not super into it.
Yeah, the ferret. Poor ferret. I hope he's okay,
That poor
dude.
ferret.
It's probably. I mean, he probably wasn't really in the water.
Yeah,
but-
no, I
I
highly
know.
doubt
But
that that actually
I
happened.
do just kind of get this notion where I'm like, man, the rest of this movie is so like what about the dude implies a ferret in his bathtub? Like, everything is usually consequential to the life he's chosen. Like, he loses his rug again, like when he gets kidnapped, right? Or he got mixed up with the fucking Vietnam War vets, so they get into it like
Right. Okay, so I have the picture now, and you all can see it. I mean, he doesn't like look exactly like him, but you can just tell he's like this guy.
on this audio podcast, guys. Just bear
just
with
to,
us.
just to
This
the,
is important
to
to
the people
me.
in the room.
He does kind of
A
have
little,
that vibe.
right?
He does kind of. You can see it in his face that he loves bowling.
A little bit, dude. Like, and there's a little bit like he's gained weight since this picture was taken.
The
So like,
vibe.
there's a little bit like of a resemblance too, and it's very interesting
That's
to
incredible.
me.
That is incredible.
Yeah. So that's my uncle.
I love that.
Anyway, sorry.
Also, fun fact about this movie that Clerks, for instance, is an indie comedy that is absolutely loaded to the brim with improv. I mean, it's got a lot of written word, and the written words are amazing, but they bullshit a lot. Big Lebowski is script to movie. There is like no improv.
Really?
There is
One or
like
two words that change,
right.
but
one
like
or
that's it.
When he walks outside and he says like, "What's with this Quinta fuck bull?" or whatever he says, Quinta Mac people. You know what I'm talking about? When Walter walks outside and the dudes are there. Not the dude, but the one people who are pretending they get kidnapped.
Yeah.
They're all
And
standing out there with the burning
He
car.
says one word. He said it was the only word he improvised in the whole fucking movie. So that's how you know that this was written with intent. It is incredibly smart in the way that it's dumb.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that like the Coen brothers like are very about their scripts and like.
Well, I mean, Hail Caesar's like 80% improv though.
Really? I haven't.
So
I mean, that
they
maybe
switch it
speaks
up.
to why it's not as good.
I don't mean that's not why, because
I haven't seen it. I can't say, but
I think Barton Fink or whatever it's called. That they did another film that's also improvised a lot too. People love that movie.
But I mean, like I think it speaks to like how good this script is specifically.
Oh,
that
yeah.
like that's not.
I mean,
I don't know.
The script is so funny that's what won. John Goodman had just done what was it? Not Fargo, but What, I can't remember the name of the movie.
I don't know.
Give me 10 seconds. But he had just done a Coen Brothers movie not too long before that. So he was in before he read the script. Jeff Bridges was like, this is the fucking best script to ever be written.
I think that was Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Oh, brother. Yeah, that's what it was.
Because
Yep.
he was the
that's
Big
right.
Dave
Oh, brother,
or Big
Where Art
Dan
Thou.
in it.
You're right.
But yeah, like this movie, it's like it's just so funny and like almost for no reason too. Like there aren't any moments where you're like, oh, that was a zinger, but it's just like very
that's
funny.
why the ferret scene bothers me so much. Because
Yeah.
the whole movie isn't like that. It's just
Especially
funny and
because this is a
organic.
bit- yeah,
that
it's
was
like
probably
funny
like the
without-
one that was meant to like get like a real
yeah.
loud laugh.
Yeah.
But like that's 1998
Yeah.
loud
Yeah.
laugh.
Yeah.
Like
it's like-
I'd love for them to release a cut, a director's cut that's actually shorter, because they've done that before. They
Where it's
release
just
director's
not
cuts that are
that
shorter
scene.
than the actual movie they put out. Just take out that one scene, baby. Take it out. The rest of the movie's fucking perfect.
Yeah, because I mean, like, what was I gonna say? Yeah, like this movie is funny without like trying to be funny. Like it's
Yeah.
not like we're doing jokes in here. It's just like it's funny because it is, and that kind of like goes along with the movie where it's like if you're trying too hard, then it's not gonna work out for you.
Absurdist humor is only funny if you're not trying too hard. And
Right.
this whole movie is
It's
fucking
absurd.
absurd.
Yeah.
Absolutely wacky tobacco the whole way through.
Oh yeah.
But there was a. I just also wanted to mention, the movie's not really directorially that interesting until the dream sequences, and then it's like the opposite end where this might be some of the most interesting shots they've ever done. Like No Country for Old Men's fucking incredible. I'm not talking about that movie, but as far as like all their other stuff, I don't know if any of them are as visually interesting.
Well, they had Roger Deakins on it as the cinematographer.
Yeah, but that
so,
explains exactly.
I mean,
I
one
was
of the
getting
best
there. You beat
of
me
the
to
business,
it.
man.
You beat me to it. It's because of Roger Deakins. But yeah, wow, just snuffed out my
bad.
thunder. No, I talk too much on this podcast. I was gonna fucking say that.
I don't think you talk too much on this podcast.
You're the dude. You should be the one to say you're the Dudeism
Dude, I was
guy.
the dude for Halloween in 2018.
I love it.
Look at all the shock
just
on
like
my
him,
face.
dude.
Right.
I think I've seen that photo. Didn't you have a friend that did?
Walter. He was Walter.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's fun.
That's
fucking
incredible.
hilarious.
It was awesome.
But yeah, those dream sequences are like I to me those are like the best high points of the movie is like when we're in those dream sequences.
Because they're just so artful.
And like
it's part of the
especially
movie.
because like they're not necessary. Like
Not
you
at
don't
all.
need it.
No.
You could
to
take those
understand-
out and it
Yeah.
wouldn't change.
But
them.
like it's just so fun to watch and
I
it's
like
kinda
the
mesmerizing and,
flying
like-
carpet one. I thought
Yeah,
that was
that's
fucking
fun.
cool.
I mean, it's all because, like, as the dude said, acid flashbacks.
right.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
That-
I didn't
that's
even
all
fucking
of
You
it.
didn't
get
realize
that.
that's what it was?
No,
I
holy
love
shit.
Every time he gets hit on the head, acid flashback. And
I
also,
love that
here's
little
the
joke
picture.
too, where he's like,
Oh my god, hold on. I'll pass it around to the class.
yeah, I love that little joke where
You
she's
can
like,
swipe
"What do you
and
do
see
for
the
fun?" And
comparison picture.
he's like, "I go bowling, I drive around, and have the occasional acid flashback."
Ridiculous.
That's
I'll
great.
put this in the thumbnail if you want me to.
I wanna
You
see it.
can.
All right.
Yes, put it in the
Send that
thumbnail.
to Franny. I'll do it.
Oh, I lost it. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna scroll down.
Getting all his private pictures.
It's just here it is.
It's Instagram. It's
I
not
love
that
it.
private.
The amount
No,
of
it's
stress
literally
that
my
happens
Instagram.
when you hand somebody your phone. And
It
they're
was
like,
Instagram. I
Oh,
mean,
I
it
gotta
was-
look for it. Hold on.
That's hilarious. I love that. We
I
need
also
put
want to
that
say
in
I love the
thumbnail.
music in this movie.
Yeah, the condition. That's
Yeah.
this part for sure.
Kenny
Yeah.
Rogers, dude.
Yep.
Like, Kenny Rogers killed that
I
song.
beatboxed with Kenny Rogers. Did you know that? That's not a fucking joke. That's a true story.
That is cool.
He was doing a Christmas concert, and my choir got to sing with him. And he found out I could beatbox, and he beatboxed with Kenny fucking Rogers.
That's
because
insane.
I'm a living legend,
That's
and I'm
insane.
important.
You've lived like
You're too
3
much.
lives
Comments,
for
get
my
the
one
fuck out of
life.
here. Oh, dude. You know they made not the Coen brothers because they're artists.
John Turturro, the Jesus Rolls.
Yep.
How the
I
fuck did
literally-
you know what
I
I
have
was
it on
saying?
DVD.
I was actually
I
gonna
have
say
it
it
on
too in just
DVD.
a second.
Isn't
I
it
have a picture of it
kinda
in my
bad?
notes because I'm
Oh,
like, what
yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah.
I assume it is.
It has a 22%
Did he
on
make you
Rotten
watch it?
Tomatoes.
Huh? Yeah. She just watched it because
That's
like
incredible.
we're both Lebowski fans.
like
but-
the like
Ian's
and-
girlfriend is here. What's her name again? I'm sorry. Brooklyn's here, and she's just
Wow.
like throwing down thumbs to that Jesus movie.
Like, it's really funny
It
that
was
the
not
Coen brothers
good.
were like, yeah, you can use that character,
It did,
but
yeah,
like,
no.
No, it's because it's a book adaptation. I forget the name of the book, but it was originally made into a movie back in like 1900s. I don't know when, but
Is that The Big Sleep? Is that what it is?
no.
no, I know what you're
It
talking
came
about
out
too,
in
and I can't.
2019.
Yeah, Jesus Rolls came out just last year, but it was based on another movie that was adapted from a book. But John Turturro, I mean, he is Jesus. He just wanted to place his own characters like Jesus and whoever else he came up with into that like situation,
I
I
hate
guess,
it.
which is weird.
And I love
It's
that they're just
weird.
like, we are not affiliated with this.
Yeah, I mean, they were basically like, yeah, you have our
do whatever
blessings,
you-
but
do
like,
whatever you
it's
want, but
not,
we're not
our
involved.
movie. Like, do what you want with it. He's your character. You made Jesus, like, who Jesus is, because that was all John Turturro.
And they very much have said like they will not, do a follow up to this, like a sequel of any kind to
they
this movie,
shouldn't.
nor should
I mean,
they.
like, I don't care how the bowling tournament went. The movie is perfect as is.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
that does
You know?
not matter to me at all.
And like, they probably lost because they don't have Donnie anyway. But it's cool.
Right, and Donnie was the only person I think we actually see bowl, isn't it?
Well, no, you see
see-
in the bowling shot, you see the dude roll.
Oh well, yeah.
And also, I mean, he is literally a bowling ball in one scene as he's flying underneath.
That's true.
women's
That's
skirts.
true.
Yeah.
You know what gave me anxiety during this 2020 pandemic? When you fucking see the like bowling alley worker spraying the shoes,
Yeah.
like just like lightly. I'm like,
No,
what?
I know people that have gone bowling recently, and I'm like,
Why?
I'm
That's-
staying away from you. Like,
That's the
Somebody recently
nastiest shit
said
to do,
to, like,
because
no,
everybody
Bridget.
touches all over the bowling
Yeah, and,
balls.
like,
Everybody
in the
wears the
holes.
shoes. Like, you're not going to sanitize those.
Somebody
I already
recently
know.
said to me and Bridget, like, "Oh, we should go bowling next time we see each other," and I was like. And
no.
at the time, I was like, yeah, but I was like, no, absolutely not.
So you guys actually reminded me of a point I thought
Pay
of.
my ass to touch a fucking bowling ball.
No.
So
it's
this
nasty.
film is so steeped in noir. Noir is some of my favorite kind
Yeah.
of films. I fucking love
It's
noir.
just interesting.
But noir generally has a case of misunderstood identity. It generally has like a kind of weird, as in a sense of like it's different kind of female lead as well that isn't really conventional. And then also it's always in the backdrop of a war. This
Yeah.
was the Gulf War backdrop.
yeah, they even show.
You see the hat on the guy with the wall of shoes, which is actually representative of the wall of allies. I mean, they literally did
That's
that.
Saddam Hussein on the wall of shoes.
Yeah, exactly. They literally did that shit in the Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
Like, and I didn't pick up it on the first time I saw it. I picked it up like the third or fourth time I saw it.
I feel like I appreciate this movie a little more, like hearing you guys like talk about it and
'Cause
like
she
the
was like-
acid
Because you
flashback
notice
things.
little tiny bits.
Exactly.
I lied
Yeah,
to
the
Well,
more
that's
you
because
watch
you've
it,
seen
the-
it once.
I
Like,
Yeah.
the more you go back, now you'll see even
I
more.
want to see it again.
I
now.
lied to Franny because she asked me, "What's it about?" I'm like, "It's not really about anything. It's about a lot." But I didn't want to like spoil everything because I figured it would be much more
Right.
organic in the podcast.
Yeah.
And it's
Sorry, I
really
lied to you.
interesting, like how much the Gulf War like permeates this movie in so many ways, and like how much it affects the characters without it like affecting them in a direct way. Like when the obvious example is when the dude quotes the video or not the video because it was 1998, but like what was on TV with Richard Nixon previously when he says this aggression will not stand. And so like it's just really interesting the way that like that backdrop like permeates
Yeah,
the
I mean,
lives
he
of the characters.
just took the quote and used it later in the movie and everything.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
This aggression will not stand, man.
So also, this is another little fun thing that I was told by my film teacher a long time ago when I was in high school. The scene where John Goodman is trashing the car, he didn't know that they had bought out the whole neighborhood. So when he was yelling those obscenities and being nervous, the directors didn't tell him because they wanted it to come off genuinely like he was nervous about smashing the car. Only till the guy walked up and started yelling at him did he even fucking know that the whole neighborhood was bought out.
That's
crazy.
hilarious.
So that's why you see like a reluctance, like, "Are you want to get?" Blah, blah, blah."
He's like, oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. So that's a little fun fact for me.
that's fucking great.
man.
Yeah.
I love how much of this you can quote off the top of your head.
I've seen it
I mean,
so
it's
many
such
times.
like a
Mega
highly
fan here.
quotable movie anyway.
It's the most quoted movie. Like,
Yeah,
really.
That one, that's just your opinion, man. Quote is the most quoted quote in all film reviews. Like it has it about everybody else. And think about all the great quotes there are out there.
Right.
You know,
But that's just like your opinion, man.
it's just like your opinion, man. I love that shit.
Love it.
That's such a good.
I feel like I need to have more of the dude's mentality and less of Walter's. Because right
Absolutely.
now
honestly,
I'm Walter.
like I think like if this may be true, like more chill people watch The Big Lebowski in their formative years, whereas
feel like I
unchill
could've-
people like could have used a
yeah,
They
I
watch,
could've
like, Deer
fucking
Hunter.
used it.
I fucking watched Deer.
Yeah, like I don't know. I feel like watching The Big Lebowski was probably like one of the more stressful times in my life when I was like beginning to like start to have like the anxiety that I have now. Because because like life was easy until I turned
Yeah.
like 18.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh my God, like the
Oof,
whole world
can't
and
relate.
everything is happening. You say can't relate. Sorry. But no, like I watched this movie when I was, at this stressful time in my life. And it
Yeah.
was like, oh, like being chill is okay. And like being chill is like a way to be happy sometimes. And now I feel like I'm a pretty chill person. Like I feel like people tell me I'm pretty chill.
You have outlashes, but it's okay.
I have what?
You have little like lash out moments, but it's okay.
No, I know. I mean, yeah.
Early on this podcast, example
I was
number
just
one.
fucking around though. It wasn't like a real.
She can say that now. No, I'm just kidding.
It wasn't a real thing.
We poke at each other hard.
Yeah, we do.
We are very. Like, people don't know us. They're like, you guys are fucking vicious. It's
No,
like,
it
We
wasn't,
love each
it
other.
wasn't
But we
real.
love
It
each other
wasn't
a lot.
for real. But yeah, like I don't know. People tell me I'm like pretty like chill.
You
I don't
are.
get too.
You are
know.
definitely a crisis management kind of person. Unless you're on an edible, then I'm the crisis manager.
Absolutely.
But
That's
other
a
than
different.
that-
That's a different person.
Yeah. But most of the time, you're very much like that. Let's analyze this. Let's take a moment. Take a breath.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Like just step back a second. And so, like, I think that this movie, like, in a very corny, like, it's corny to say it, but like, it taught me something, and it influenced my personality. And
You follow Dudeism.
yeah, I mean, I guess I do. You know, just taking her easy.
And for people who have seen it and didn't like it, do what Mark Kermode did. He's a pretty popular British reviewer. He saw it 4 times before he actually liked it.
Wow.
There is a lot of nuance in the film, but most importantly, if you're a film head and you go into this movie thinking it's going to be like, I don't know, Blind Spotting or something, like it's going to be super artful, it is, but you have to be ready to just go on a chill adventure.
It is in like a really realistic way.
Yeah, it's just-
because like it's literally just a life in 1998.
Yeah.
but then gets thrown into some weird situation.
Yeah, I mean,
which
and
happens
if you,
in all the
and if you
Coen brothers
expect
movies.
if you expect too much from it, then like you're not going to enjoy it. You just got to let it be what it is.
Yeah.
And I think that like to my advantage, I watched this movie like not really knowing the hype about it. Like I think if I had watched it today, maybe I would feel like, oh, it didn't live up to the hype that it has. But just kind of watching it was like, oh, okay, this is a good movie.
This is one movie I can guarantee no matter how much you didn't like it, you're going to like it a little bit better the second time because it's just the experience now. You know what you're getting into. You can just follow along with the little jokes and the little pauses, and you can enjoy how they're making things happen versus what happens. If you're hyper-analyzed on the mystery of it, you're going to be really fucking disappointed.
You're not going to have fun. And that's the thing about it. Like if you try too hard with this movie, you're not going to have a good time. So
Yeah.
you just got to like
I need to rewatch
like,
because
if you
I was
talk to,
trying
like-
to like figure it out and shit.
No, yeah, like
Yeah, Franny's adapted
Yeah.
the film reviewer's brain where she's looking for why
like
it's such a great
nitpicking,
movie.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I think
this has to mean
Bridget
something,
would have done
right?
that
And then it
too
doesn't mean
had
anything.
she
It's
not
the,
known.
it's just
Yeah.
the dude.
Like she
Like, I
knew
totally
that she
thought
wasn't going to
that.
be on this episode, so
Yeah.
she was like, you know, just kind of watching it. And I had seen it before. It was a fight in my house that I was watching this movie. I think Bridget told you about that. We won't get into it here.
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. And like to my theory, Bridget never watched The Big Lebowski when she was a young woman. She didn't. This is her first time watching it. And is she chill? No, she's not.
No. She is
chill.
also
She
Walter. We are both Walter. When you put us in a room, it
She is
explodes.
not chill. She does not abide. She is
We
none
are
of that
both.
shit.
We are both the caveman SpongeBob meme always. Which is
Correct.
what the fuck is going on?
You know, I just realized after we're done with this review, I have no idea what we're supposed to announce next. Fun fact.
Well,
This is a bonus pod, so
but it still has
we
to
don't
let
have
people
to.
know what's going to happen next, right?
Well, it's not gonna.
We
so
can put in something at the
That's
end.
right. We can put
Yeah.
it in the other review.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
whatever.
I get nervous because like people have to watch the movie to get the podcast. Otherwise, they're just like, oh, he's spoiling the whole movie for us.
I mean, you don't. You can look at it and watch it later after you watch the movie.
That's true. That's true. I don't know. I'm worried about getting mean comments, so I'm too fragile.
You can't be worried about that shit, man.
Okay, I'm fine.
The dude
I'm fine.
abides.
Fuck it.
Just
You can't
abide.
be worried about- you can't
heed
be
the
worried
message
about
of the-
that shit, man.
I need to heed the message of the film, I think.
Correct.
Just mellow out, man.
Oh, so speaking of Bridget, she did prepare a statement regarding this movie, though,
Oh,
because
gosh.
Oh, yeah,
one,
read
it's
the
fun.
statement.
This is Bridget's statement. Because she's sad that she can't be here, and we're sad that we can't have her.
Yes.
And I was joking around. I was like, you gotta write a statement about this movie, and instead of you being here. And she actually did. So here we go. Hold on. The title of it is Big Lebowski Statement.
Oh my god, she's
Wonder what
always
it's
so
about.
creative, dude.
I know, she's so cute. She said, I'm so sorry that I could not be there to record tonight, but it was not for a lack of trying. Our time to record was limited, and unfortunately, we're conflicted. And she has a little frowny face in there, a little emoji. She said, Madison encouraged me to write a statement about the film, so I'm not entirely left out. She said, I have no idea how I've never watched this movie before. I know it's a classic and basically a sin to not have seen. However, this one must have slipped through the cracks for me. I was excited by the all-star cast. Jeff Bridges and Roseanne's husband, John Goodman, did a really great job. I thought it was hilarious that what spurred this entire story was not only a case of mistaken identity, but a man's ruined carpet. He just wanted a replacement for his rug. It tied the whole room together, and I personally would have done the same. Personally, the dude is my hero. I have so much more to say about this film and its combination of hilarity and also heartbreak. Poor Steve Buscemi. I can't talk. But capitalism calls. I have to go clean up after rich people. XO Brie.
True.
She was at work. So that's what Bridget has to say about the Big Lebowski, if you were wondering.
Fun little fact that Bridget reminded me of. We have a shitty rug to pull this whole room together. Did you know that?
We do.
It does really tie the room together.
Yeah. Well, it makes it so like all this heavy shit doesn't crack the floor in half. So there's that.
I mean, the floor's already cracking, but the
You
studio
know,
is
people
moving
might
soon.
think we have like this brilliant studio, and if you don't tell anybody, they'll never know because this sounds pretty
You
good.
already said that the carpet was shitty, though.
We've already
but
said
you
we
can have
live
a
in a
shitty
swamp.
carpet in a nice place. The dude's place was great. Okay, he had
Yeah,
a great
but
place.
he had a good carpet, though. It wasn't a shitty carpet.
already
It was a
said
good
we-
carpet.
no, he
a
had a,
shitty
he had a
house by the
shit-
river.
He had a shitty carpet.
He
let's be
did
real.
have a shitty carpet.
it
at
ties the
first.
whole room
And then the
together.
one he got from the Big Lebowski, that was a nice carpet.
And then
You
he-
know, for
then
like
he
That was a
came
good
back.
rug.
$50 on Amazon, you can buy either just the rug or you can buy the rug with a print of him laying down on it.
That's awesome.
That's excellent.
Yeah, right?
I love that.
Ian just looked at his girlfriend like,
We're
Yeah,
gonna,
we're getting
we're gonna have to
that.
get
we're gonna buy.
I'm already on Amazon buying it right now.
right? No, it's
I
fucking
mean, what else is there to say? I think that a lot of things have already been said.
Yeah, man. I don't know. This is just such a fun movie. It's just a fun movie to watch.
just fun podcast.
I mean, like everything's just relaxed, right down to the color grading. Like they just went,
Yeah.
it's gonna be what it is. They didn't color grade it like they
True.
do their other films so effectively.
It doesn't look all like crisp, but it
Yeah.
has that like nice look still.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, it feels like, it feels like really lived in. Like, it feels like it's the 90s and like it's a little fuzzy.
It feels like the
that's-
90s filmed in the 70s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kinda.
I want to ask because I feel like there are like theories about this, and I'm kind of asking Franny.
oh,
what
what
do
I
you
thought my theory was.
What do you think about the Sam Elliott character? Like, what's your theory? Like, how is he involved?
So I thought, okay, I deadass was writing in my notes that I thought this movie was like kind of about a deal with the devil.
Your notes, writing notes on
Right?
the Big Lebowski. That's
And
so
I
cute.
thought that was like kind of like almost like an angel on his shoulder type of character, or like a figment of his imagination type of character. Like he's more talking to his subconscious than he is to somebody, is what I thought at the time.
I mean, sometimes you eat the bar and sometimes the bar eats you.
Right?
I like to
Yeah,
think
just
of
like
this.
the way he said it, like it almost feels like an older version of him, like a wiser.
That was something I was gonna say.
Yeah.
For me, when I first saw the movie, I just thought it was the first member of Dudeism. I thought he was the representation of
Oh.
somebody
Honestly, like,
who
yeah.
kind of follows along. Like he idolizes the dude, and he kind of tries to make himself that sort of figure.
Because he's the narrator,
Yeah,
right?
the whole
Yeah.
time he's talking about like it's really important that he was
Yeah.
in town.
Yeah,
Which
they
I
talk
didn't
about him
know-
being like a man for his
Yeah.
time.
Which I didn't know he was the narrator. I thought it was John Goodman, like the whole time until the end. I don't know how I got
It
those
won.
voices confused, but yeah, I thought it was John
Is
Goodman.
that Sully from?
Shut up.
Is that Roseanne's husband?
Is this how he met Mike Wazowski? I don't understand.
But no, I thought it was kind of like some kind of weird, like deal with the devil type movie. Like I thought there was a lot of
I mean,
deeper
that's an
meaning that I was
interesting
trying
take.
to.
I never
pull.
thought about it like that, but that's
Yeah.
cool.
This has definitely gotten me wanting to have the podcast review some more Coen brother films for sure.
Yeah, I think we should.
I really
would
think we
love
should
to
review
do-
the ones that like I've seen all of them. I'm not kidding. I've seen pretty much all of them. I want to review the ones that nobody talks about. That way, you
Buster
can,
Scruggs.
yeah, that's the one I
Yeah,
haven't
I mean,
seen. There's one I haven't
seen
seen.
it.
See,
Yeah, I
that
haven't
would
seen
be
that either.
interesting
But like
for you too.
yeah,
then.
that would be cool too. We should do that, or like Barton Fink, or like Blood Simple. Like that's like their big movie that like one of their
Yeah.
first things.
One of the first like big name movies.
And like people talk about it like it's the greatest film of all time. I don't know about that, but it is super fucking interesting. It's definitely a weird take on a film. You can see like them starting to craft what they're gonna be. You know, like it was really kind of the beginning of their vibe in filmmaking.
Yeah.
Because so many people have copied them now. You know, like so many people try to make a Coen Brothers film.
I love Fargo. I would love to do Fargo.
Fargo's so good. Franny wants to do a Steve Buscemi special, and I'm like, that's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
his
we should-
movie, dude.
That
Yeah, we
would
should
be
do
it.
Fargo,
Ghost
dude.
World,
Ghost World
and
and,
Fargo.
yeah.
That'd be perfect.
I mean, or we could do Spy Kids too.
oh,
Or we could
even
not.
better.
We could not do
I
Spy
love.
Kids too.
Fuck off! You can't say.
Can we do Spy Kids 3D and actually buy the 3D glasses?
Does somebody ring the dinger?
Because
Yeah.
I want to be like really entranced in the film, and I feel like that's the most magical
Yes.
movie to
Okay,
dive
I
into.
remember the
Your
first-
mom
Yes.
used to have that because
yes.
we used to watch that constantly
Yup.
when I went over
The
to your
first
house.
3D movie
Oh,
I
yeah.
ever remember being a thing was Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
I was about to
Yes.
say we need to do a double feature and do Shark Boy and Lava Girl, and
I
the
remember
Spy
thinking
Kids
like
3D.
that was
Rate
cool
which one
as-
you like more.
I remember thinking that was cool as shit. and like
Baby
asking my
Taylor
mom if we
Lautner.
could go see Shark Boy and Lava Girl
Can
in
we really
theaters.
not do Shark Boy and
because it
Lava
was.
Girl?
No, you don't
Can I
like Shark
finish
Boy
my
and
fucking
Lava Girl?
story?
Oh.
But I wanted to go
I
see
inherently
it.
hate anything George Lopez that's not George Lopez show. Like
Okay, that show is
perfect.
that show.
Yeah.
It's not like his.
But
sitcom.
I wanted to go see it because I thought it was in 3D and I thought that was cool shit. And my mom was like, "That 3D stuff is stupid. It's not gonna work." And
Here
are
we
you
are,
eating your
2020.
words, Shannon? So
It's not like that's when they invented 3D. I don't know where she was in the world.
That was like the first 3D movie I remember.
Dude, you're high on drugs. There are many 3D
the Star
movies
Wars
before that.
prequels.
I was a child.
There were so many films in the 80s that picked up on that 3D thing. It was like a
Yeah.
huge fad.
I was a child.
I know, but I
That was
think
the
you just
3D
said
in our
out loud that you
childhood.
think that that's the first 3D film.
No, that was the first one that I remember.
Oh, okay. I was
Yeah.
very worried. I was like, we're on a film podcast, and you didn't know
No,
the 3D
I was
movies.
just saying that was like the first 3D movie I remember.
But how great would have that been if that was what?
I know, right?
What
That
people
was
released.
what broke us into 3D.
It would be considered like an iconic movie.
It
which
is
is-
an
is.
iconic movie.
George
A young
Lopez's
Taylor
head is
Lautner.
forever
that blonde
burned into my
kid, like he
brain.
needed like a class, like one acting class, like at least one. He would like look at the camera and be like, "Shark Boy, I'm the fucking actor right now." And we're like, "We don't believe you. You're looking at the camera right now."
God.
And also like all the
this a Shark
CG
Boy
aged
and Lava
badly.
Girl
Taylor
review?
Lautner, he had a poop face the whole time. He was all
aged
angry and
badly.
yelling.
Okay.
Did he
My
not like?
childhood crush, Shark Boy, 100%.
Wait, what? What do you mean your childhood crush?
My childhood crush when I was a
But then when you started watching Twilight, you're like, "Fuck him," and you liked the other guy.
well, I like
Wow.
both. I
It's a different
flopped,
character. Same
flopped.
act, different character.
right? But
You
no,
don't fall in love with characters unless you're a crazy person.
no, I loved
I
Shark
don't know.
Boy.
I feel like Twilight people fall in love
I
with
wanted him to
characters.
come.
So wait, you
into
fell
my-
in love with Edward's abusive ass? You were like super
You know
into that
what?
horrible shit he'd do?
You
Maybe.
know what? We don't
Weren't
need,
we all at the
we don't
time?
need to talk about
If
that
we do
right
Shark
now.
Boy and Lava Girl, will you come guest on it again?
I mean, I might have to.
Fuck
now.
yeah.
Loved
Are you a fan of Shark Boy and the Lava Girl?
I was. I haven't
Who
seen it
isn't?
since I was little, but like I was a big fan when I was
I
little.
hated it when I was little too.
Because
I
like
thought it was awful.
I had it on DVD and it came with like little 3D glasses that were
Yes,
shaped
I
like
remember
like shark
Oh,
things.
God.
And it was cool.
and then
Hell yeah.
I remember Spy Kids 3D had the 3D glasses.
But
and
the 3D glasses were lame in that. They were just yellow.
my brother took the 3D glasses and ripped them up like a fucking asshole. And then my Uncle Kevin came and gave me Jaws 3D glasses to watch the movie with, and he said I could keep them.
That's cool.
And I still have those bitches.
Nice.
That's amazing.
That's
Yeah.
great.
So yeah, brother of mine, I won't say the name of. You douche. I love you. You fuck.
Did anybody else like as a kid just like take the 3D glasses home with them
Yes.
after
Yeah.
movies?
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you know what was
Just
the
making
thing?
sure I
Like,
was
And
this
then when
was-
if you're an emo kid, you take the real D3D glasses, you pop out the frames.
I
and you
was
act
just
like
gonna say that.
Oh, shit,
In
I'm
my
sorry.
middle school, like it was such a thing that people would take these 3D glasses and pop out the lenses, and then like if you were really feeling it, you could put some like brightly
Tape.
colored duct tape on
Yeah.
the nose. Like people really did that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Gross.
I was site modeling on MySpace. I definitely did that. Absolutely.
Some of us were wearing real glasses at the time.
Right?
Some of us couldn't hop in on that trend
I
because
love
we were
how
wearing
I'm always
real
the
glasses.
only one in the room without glasses everywhere
Dude,
I
I've worn
go.
glasses since like second grade. I'm blind.
Yeah, I've had glasses since I was like fourth
I've
grade.
had glasses since then, but I used to think I was too cool to wear them, so I wouldn't wear them, and I would just bring them in a glasses case, like from class to class. Then I fucked up my eyes real bad, so now I
That'll
can't see
do it.
shit.
I don't understand
Oh,
that.
guys, Bridget got new glasses. She looks real cute.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah. Sorry.
We don't have videos,
It's,
so
it's an
nobody will
audio
ever see.
podcast, but
Yeah, look at him.
look at him.
I'll put him in the thumbnail.
Sure.
I put everything in the thumbnail. Watch.
my
I'll put
God.
all the picture of your uncle he didn't consent to having on there. I'm putting him on there.
We just blur his face. Just so you
Doesn't
know
he look
he's
like
there.
him? We blur his face, not his family. Just him.
He's the only one we talked about.
Right.
fine.
Everybody
Yeah, this
else
should
is
be fine.
fine.
Okay. Should we rate?
Yeah,
I think we should.
we rate it
can
1
wrap
through
it up.
10. She does it.
You can rate however
letter.
you want.
You can do whatever you
We
want.
do 1
Yeah.
through 10. She does it letter
You can
grade.
do thumbs
Oh,
or
okay.
stars or whatever makes you happy.
But I
Alright.
warn you, if you come back, you can't change it. I'll hold you to that.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
The continuity
Do you want
has
to go
to
first
continue.
since you're like the Lebowski boy?
I mean, I can.
Then-
Lebowski?
Then do it.
I'd give it like a 9. Totally. Flat 9.
Whoa.
Wow, you got a
I thought
tattoo
a
of
10 out of
something you
10.
thought was a 9?
Yeah, not even a 10. It's
Dude,
a 9.
I was gonna say 10 until you brought up that ferret scene. You're right. dude.
That's so true.
You
Thank you.
Ruined him.
You ruined his
He,
movie.
like- he, like,
he has
deletes
to go
his-
get laser tattoo removal now.
He deletes his membership to the church. He's like, "Is it fuck, He rips off his
leaves
shirt
the
right now. He leaves the church.
I'm deleting.
You have like a Leah
my
Remini type
ordination
documentary
Yes.
about
certificate.
leaving
His whole
Dudeism.
life is a lie. He has a breakdown.
I'm gonna cry right here.
Oof.
I think you need to change it to a 10 for yourself. I mean, you don't have to listen to me, but I feel like if you have it on your fucking body, there should probably be a 10.
Let's go 9.9.
Wait, hold on.
9.9.
I love it.
9.9.
I have to ask you, what did you rate Donnie Darko, my friend?
I think I rated it a 9 out of 10, and I didn't get it on my body.
Well, I guess that's true. You wanted to until I dashed your
Yeah,
dreams.
and then it brought the film score down for me too because Bridget and Frani were so confused by it. I'm like, it can't be that universally good of a film if it can throw people for such a loop. So that was my take. That was my take. I think that movies have to be. They don't always have to be super accessible, but if you want to have a 10 out of 10, you have to be able to get some access with people.
Mm-hmm.
It's fair enough.
So that's why my score changed. It was probably going to be a 10 before we said that.
Aww.
Yeah. But it's like
Sorry
how his
we-
was a 10 and went to a 9.9. Big change.
Sorry we ruined your
Yep.
life, dude.
You didn't ruin my life.
I'm gonna be really sad. Like I get sad because I feel like I ruined your Donnie Darko tattoo.
I'm just going to get the dude hanging out with Scooby-Doo and Frank on my body. There you go.
sounds
Dude, we
good.
can
That
get
sounds
matching
amazing.
tattoos like that then.
Hell yeah.
I'll get some.
On one
Perfect.
podcast. Let's get matching tattoos. Let's get the 3D glasses on our fucking
Okay,
face,
wow.
bro.
Bro,
So-
that'd be lit.
So the other day,
Everything's
I sent
3D.
them a picture of a man with a tattoo of a Scooby-Doo collar, and they
Oh,
were all
no.
like, "No, we can't get that."
Because that's really intense.
On your neck?
That's
I didn't even
insanely
see
intense.
that.
We
That's
have a
weird.
small following on our Scooby-Doo
Crosscut
podcast.
sent him matching Scooby-Doo tattoos, and then instead of the Scooby-Doo, it could be our logo. I'm
jeez.
just saying.
That is intense.
Oh my god.
I'm
just have to wear
I'm just
turtlenecks
fucking
around.
It's giving me anxiety thinking about getting
I'm
it.
just
wear
fucking around. I would
turtlenecks. Get
never
into
do
them
that.
now.
Anyway,
No situation where I would do that.
French, you ready?
Unless you want to
No,
donate
I
like $1
haven't.
million to Patreon, then we can all
Right.
get matching Scooby-Doo neck tats.
It literally won't happen.
6.5.
It will have.
I
That's
feel like
really
it's gonna-
low.
Wow, what the fuck?
I feel like
I
it's
thought
going to
you liked
improve
this
with
movie.
time. I did like the movie. 6.5, and I feel like it'll improve with time.
Okay.
I feel like I need to rewatch it. I feel like when I rewatch it, it's going to be like an 8.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I give it an A. I like this movie a lot. It's another one of those movies like when we talked about Reservoir Dogs the other day. It's just like those warm and fuzzy feelings, you know? Like it's definitely tinged by my emotional feelings about this movie, but I also think that this movie is very good regardless of how I feel about it. So,
I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I think that it's probably in my top 5 Coen Brothers films, maybe even top 3. Any issue that I have with it, I already said, just like certain scenes, like a certain scene
I think
actually.
this is probably my favorite Coen Brothers film actually.
Wow, really?
I really like-
Over No Country for Old
I really
fucking
like
Men.
No Country for Old Men, but I like this movie better.
No fucking Country
This
for
movie
Them
is just
Old
more
Men's.
my vibe. Like it's just I like it better.
I
Yeah,
think
I agree.
I have more
No
fun
Country
watching
for
it.
Old Men has the best villain in any film of all time, just saying.
Yeah, I mean that's a great movie
Javier
and I love it.
Bardem. He's fantastic. You're right.
All right.
It would probably be like Big Lebowski, No Country for Old Men, Fargo. Like those are the 3.
Okay.
I think that's a pretty like common top I mean
No, like for sure. Those are probably like top 3.
yeah, I mean that's just like my
Not
opinion,
Oh Brother
man.
Where Art Thou, though.
No, I really like that
That
movie
would probably
too.
be my 4.
Yeah, same. I just like Fargo a little better.
I'm doing a little pee-pee dance right now.
Do we know what comes after this? Because I feel like we do.
we don't.
We're just not going to.
Okay, we won't.
Oh wait,
Gotcha.
did we say? What?
We just won't announce it. We'll
No,
announce
we
in
won't.
comment.
I
We'll
thought-
announce on the description.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. All right,
That's-
Logan's
we got-
beatboxing. He has to pee, so we'll go.
Okay, play the music.
Thank you for guest starring, Ian.
No problem.
Come on again soon, buddy.
Do
If
the
you had
bites.
something to promote, I'd promote it.